Hello everyone and welcome to Color of English. The eternal ocean of English language is full of literary devices. Each and every tool has its own significance. Authors use these literary elements to enhance their writings. Figures of speech are these literary devices. They are also known as poetic devices. Now you might be thinking that what is a figure of speech? A figure of speech is a word or a phrase that has a separate meaning from its literal definition. In other words, it is a word or a phrase which has another meaning from what it is written. एक ऐसा वर्ड, एक ऐसा फ्रेज जो लिखा कुछ और है और उसका मीनिंग कुछ और निकलता है. Figures of speech can be noticed in poetries, prose, fictions, articles, songs, magazines and other literary works. So now in this video we are going to discuss some 8 commonly used literary devices. Now the very first one is simile. Simile is used to compare two things which has something in common. It is denoted by the words like and as. Simile यूज़ करते हैं हम किसी दो चीज़ों को कंपेयर करने के लिए जिसमें कुछ चीज़ कॉमन होती है. इसमें हम like और as जैसे वर्ड्स का यूज़ करते हैं कंपैरिजन के लिए. For example, she moved like a deer. Here we have compared two things, a girl with a deer. यहाँ हमने दो चीज़ों को कंपेयर किया है, एक लड़की को डियर के साथ कंपेयर किया है और यहाँ पर हमने like वर्ड का भी यूज़ किया है. So comparison is made using these words like and as. Let's see another example. Our soldiers are as brave as lions. So here we have compared soldiers with lions using the word as. Another example is she is as cunning as fox. So we have compared a girl with a fox. So here comparison of two things is made and also there is something common in between them, that is the cunningness. She is as cunning as fox. We have used the word as for comparison. So in simile we use words like and as for comparison of two things which has something in common between them. Now here are some examples from literature by famous authors in novels and literary works. My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. It is in novel Forrest Gump. So here life is compared with a box of chocolates using the word like. So comparison of two things is made, life with a box of chocolates. Another example is I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high over vales and hills in Daffodils by William Wordsworth. Here the author has compared himself with a cloud using the word as. I wandered lonely as a cloud. So poet has compared himself with a cloud. So in this way, in simile, two words are compared using the words like and as. Now the second literary device is metaphor. Metaphor is used for direct comparison of two things. In metaphor, we do not use words like and as. So in other words, metaphor is also used to compare two things but without using the words like and as. In this we have direct comparison. मेटाफर में डायरेक्ट कंपैरिजन होता है दो चीज़ों का. इसमें हम लाइक और एज जैसे वर्ड्स यूज़ नहीं करते. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, ही इज़ द स्टार ऑफ आवर क्लास. So a boy is compared to the star, the most shining student of the class, but we haven't used the words like and as for comparison. He is the star of our class. He is truly a pig. A boy is compared to a pig, but we haven't used the words like and as. This is called a direct comparison, where you don't use these words and you compare two things directly. Now let's see some examples from the literature. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. This line is taken from As You Like It, a play by William Shakespeare. Here the comparison is made that all the world is a stage, the whole world is a stage, and all the men and women, they are merely players. So all the men and women who are living in this world, they are compared with the players, with the actors who are acting on a stage. Another example is, hope is the thing with feathers. It is taken from the poem Hope by Emily Dickinson. Here hope is compared with a thing which has feathers. Hope is the thing with feathers. So here also comparison is made between two things, but without using the word like or as. Direct comparison is made between two things. So in this way, there is one similarity and one difference in simile and metaphor. Although both these literary devices are used to compare two things, but in simile we use words like and as, and in metaphor direct comparison is used. We don't use words like and as. सिमिली में हम like और as जैसे वर्ड्स का यूज़ करते हैं कंपैरिजन के लिए. मेटाफर में हम ऐसे वर्ड्स यूज़ नहीं करेंगे और डायरेक्ट कंपैरिजन करते हैं. Now the number third one is personification. In personification, human characteristics, emotions and feelings are assigned to inanimate or non-human objects. In other words, in personification, our human feelings, emotions and characteristics, they are transferred to plants, animals, nature or any non-living object. पर्सोनिफिकेशन में जो ह्यूमंस की कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स है, फीलिंग्स है या क्वालिटीज़ हैं, वो नॉन लिविंग ऑब्जेक्ट्स या फिर प्लांट्स, ट्रीज़ और नेचर में ट्रांसफ़र करी जाती है. लेट्स सी सम एग्जाम्पल फॉर बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग. द स्टार्स winked at each other in the dark. So although stars cannot wink, it is a human quality, but the poet has given this human quality to the stars, that stars winked at each other in the dark. The books murmured their stories in the shelf. Although books cannot tell their stories to each other, it is us who can tell its story. But here the poet has given this human quality to the books, that is a non-living object. The books murmured their stories in the shelf. So personification is when non-living objects or nature is given the human qualities. This you can find in most of the poetries. Now let's look at some literary work by famous authors. I would love to take a poem to lunch or treat it to a wholesome brunch. These lines are taken from Take a Poem to Lunch by Dennis Rogers. Here the poem is given the human qualities. Although poem cannot take lunch, but here the poem is personified and are given the human qualities. यहाँ पोएम को पर्सोनिफाई किया गया है और उसको ह्यूमन क्वालिटीज़ दी गई है कि ऑथर पोएट उसको लंच के लिए लेके जाना चाहता है पोएम को, तो पोएम को यहाँ पर ह्यूमन क्वालिटीज़ दी गई है. Now let's look at another example. I am silver and exact. I have no preconceptions. The Mirror by Sylvia Plath. Here the poet is talking about the mirror. Mirror is personified and it is given the human qualities. Mirror को यहाँ पर human qualities दी गई है, mirror को personify किया गया है. जैसे वो कहता है I am silver and exact, मैं silver हूँ and exact हूँ. I have no preconceptions. मेरे कोई प्री कंसेप्शंस नहीं है, मेरे पहले से कोई प्रेजुडाइसेस या पहले से कोई सोच नहीं है. मेरे सामने जो आता है मैं उसको वही एग्जैक्टली बताता हूँ. सो आई एम सिल्वर एंड एग्जैक्ट, आई हैव नो प्री कंसेप्शंस. सो आई एम द मिरर. सो मिरर इज़ गिवन द ह्यूमन क्वालिटीज़ दैट ही कैन स्पीक अबाउट हिमसेल्फ. मिरर अपने बारे में बता रहा है. So this is personification, in which non-living objects, nature and animals, they are given human qualities. उनको human qualities दी जाती है. Now the fourth one is alliteration. The use of same letters at the beginning of the words which are close together. ऐसे वर्ड्स जो सेम लेटर से स्टार्ट हो रहे हों और एक ही लाइन में या एक पैराग्राफ में यूज़ हो रहे हों, दैट इज़ एलिट्रेशन. एक लाइन में या एक पैराग्राफ में यूज़ होने वाले वर्ड्स जो कि सेम लेटर्स से स्टार्ट हो रहे हैं, उसमें एलिट्रेशन का यूज़ होता है, उसे एलिट्रेशन कहते हैं. Now let's look at some examples from the literature. From forth the fatal loins of these foes. This line is taken from Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. In this line you can see the words from, forth, fatal and foes. All these words are starting from the letter F. And all the words appear in the same line. So this is alliteration. When the words which are starting from the same letter, they appear in the same line or same paragraph. Another example is, now the leaves are falling fast, nurse, flowers will not last. In this sentence, falling, fast and flowers, all these words are starting from the letter F and they also appear in the same line. This line is taken from Autumn Song by W.H. Auden. So in alliteration, the words are starting from the same letter and they appear in the same line or same paragraph. Now the fifth literary device is hyperbole. In hyperbole, a statement is made emphatic by adding overstatement in it. It means saying something in exaggerated way. किसी भी बात को बढ़ा चढ़ाकर बोलना हाइपरबोल है. जब हम किसी चीज़ को बहुत बड़ा चढ़ाकर बोलते हैं लेकिन उसका मतलब कुछ और ही निकलता है, उसे हम हाइपरबोल कहते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, दिस ड्रेस कॉस्ट मी एन आर्म एंड अ लेग, which means this dress was very expensive for me. अगर हम इसका लिटरल मीनिंग देखें तो इसका मतलब है ये ड्रेस मुझे एक आर्म और एक लेग के कॉस्ट में पड़ी, लेकिन इसका मतलब है कि ये ड्रेस मुझे बहुत एक्सपेंसिव पड़ी. सो एक बात को बहुत बढ़ा चढ़ा कर कहना हाइपरबोल है। Another example is, I have explained this topic 1,000 times in the class. मतलब मैंने ये टॉपिक क्लास में 1000 बार पढ़ा चुकी हूँ, एक्सप्लेन कर चुकी हूँ। ऑल्दो 1000 बार नहीं किया होगा, लेकिन किसी बात को बढ़ा चढ़ा कर बोलना, ये टॉपिक में 1000 बार एक्सप्लेन कर चुकी हूँ, दैट इज़ हाइपरबोल। Now let's look at some examples from literature. I love you till China and Africa meet and river jumps over the mountain. This line is taken from As I Walked One Evening by W.H. Auden. So it is said that I will love you till China and Africa meet and river jumps over the mountain, which is practically impossible, but it is used to say something in exaggerated way. किसी भी चीज़ को बढ़ा चढ़ा कर बोलने के लिए हम हाइपरबोल का यूज़ करते हैं। तो यहाँ पर भी हाइपरबोल का यूज़ हुआ है, इस चीज़ को बढ़ा चढ़ा कर बोला जा रहा है। So I love you till China and Africa meet. It is used to put emphasis over the statement. स्टेटमेंट के ऊपर emphasis लाने के लिए हम हाइपरबोल का यूज़ करते हैं और हम किसी चीज़ को बढ़ा चढ़ा कर बताते हैं। I love you till China and Africa meet, जब तक चाइना और अफ्रीका नहीं मिल जाते या जब तक रिवर माउंटेन के ऊपर से जंप नहीं कर लेती। So it is used to put the emphasis over the statement. Another example is, I had to wait in the station for 10 days, an eternity. This line is taken from The Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad. In this line it is said that I had to wait in the station for 10 days, an eternity. 10 दिनों तक मुझे स्टेशन पे वेट करना पड़ा and that was like an eternity. वो किसकी तरह था? वो एटर्निटी की तरह था जो कभी ख़त्म नहीं होता। So it is also used to say something in exaggerated way. किसी चीज़ को बढ़ा चढ़ा कर बताया जा रहा है कि वो 10 दिन मेरे लिए एटर्निटी के बराबर थे जो कभी ख़त्म नहीं हो रहे थे। So hyperbole is used to say something to put emphasis over the statement. स्टेटमेंट के ऊपर emphasis लाने के लिए या किसी चीज़ को बढ़ा चढ़ा कर बताने के लिए यूज़ होता है। Now the sixth one is onomatopoeia. It is the sound of any animate or inanimate object used in poetries or literary works. किसी भी लिविंग या नॉन लिविंग ऑब्जेक्ट का साउंड जो कि पोएट्रीज या लिटरेरी वर्क्स में यूज़ होता है, कोई भी चीज़ का साउंड या नॉइज़, दैट इज़ ओनोमेटोपिया। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, बैंग, बूम, हश, म्याओ। So all these sounds are onomatopoeia when they are used in literary works or poetries. Now here are some examples from literature for onomatopoeia. He saw nothing and heard nothing, but he could feel his heart pounding, and then he heard the clack on the stone and the leaping, dropping clicks of small rock falling. These lines are taken from For Whom the Bells Tolls by Ernest Hemingway. So in this line it is said, he saw nothing and heard nothing. उसने ना तो कुछ देखा और ना ही कुछ सुना, but he could feel his heart pounding. लेकिन उस pounding here is a sound. It is a sound of heart. उसने अपने दिल की आवाज़ सुनी, that was the sound of his heart pounding. Then he heard the clack on the stone. Clack, it is a sound which is produced on a stone. जो stone पे sound produce होता है, that is clack. So he heard the clack on the sound and the leaping, dropping clicks of small rock falling. जब छोटे छोटे पत्थर गिरते हैं तो उससे जो आवाज़ होती है, that is leaping, dropping clicks of small rock falling. So in these lines the words pounding, clack, leaping, dropping clicks All these are onomatopoeia, and these are the sound of the objects. Sound of the heart, sound of the stone, and sound of dropping small rocks. Okay, so the sound of any animate or inanimate object, किसी भी चीज़ का sound onomatopoeia कहलाता है. Another example is, it shushes, it hushes, the loudness in the road. It twitters, and laughs away from me. These lines are taken from Simile in the Snow by Gwendolyn Brooks. Here the words shushes, hushes, twitters, all these are onomatopoeia. They are the sounds of objects. So the sound of any animate or inanimate object, किसी भी living या non-living object का sound, that is onomatopoeia. Now the seventh literary tool is oxymoron. When two opposite words are used in the same line or same paragraph togetherly. जब दो opposite words एक ही लाइन में या एक ही पैराग्राफ में पास में यूज़ होते हैं और दोनों एक दूसरे से exactly opposite हो, that is called oxymoron. For example, true lies. Here true and lie, they both are exactly opposite, but they are used together, true lies. Original copy. Original and copy, they are again two different meanings, but they are used together, original copy. Friendly enemies. Friendly and enemies, they are two opposite, but they are used together, friendly enemies. So the words which are totally opposite in their meanings, they are used together in a line or a paragraph. It is known as oxymoron. Here are some examples from literary works. The shackles of love straightened him, his honor rooted in dishonor stood, and faithful unfaithful kept him falsely true. These lines are taken from Alain by Alfred Lord Tennyson. In these lines you can see the words honor, dishonor, falsely, true. These words are the pair of opposites. Honor and dishonor, they are just truly opposite words, and they are appeared in the same line. Honor, dishonor. Falsely, true. False and true also are the just two opposite things, and they are appeared together in the one line. So honor, dishonor, falsely, true. This is known as oxymoron, when two opposite words appear together in one line or one paragraph. Another example is a damned saint, an honorable villain. O nature, what hast thou to do in hell? These lines are taken from Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. In this line you can see an honorable villain. A villain is never honorable. Here honorable and villain, they both are just two opposite things. So these two opposite words, they appear in the same line. So this is oxymoron. Now the eighth one and the last literary device which we are going to discuss in this video is irony. In irony, the real meaning is exactly opposite to its literal meaning. मतलब जो उसका रियल मीनिंग है वो उसके लिटरल मीनिंग से जो लिखा होता है उससे एग्जैक्टली अपोजिट होता है. जो लिखा है और जो रियलिटी है दोनों एग्जैक्टली अपोजिट है. ऐसा हमारे साथ भी होता है कि हम करने कुछ और चाहते हैं और हो कुछ और जाता है, या फिर सोचा कुछ और होता है और रियलिटी कुछ और ही होती है. सो वैसे ही आयरनी है, इसमें लिखा कुछ और है लेकिन रियलिटी उससे एग्जैक्टली अपोजिट है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, I didn't have time to write a short letter, so I wrote a long one by Mark Twain. So this is also an ironical statement that when I didn't have time to write a short letter, उसके पास short letter लिखने का time नहीं था, लेकिन उसके पास long letter लिखने का time था. But obviously, if he has time to write a long letter, he obviously has a time to write a short one also. So this is an ironical statement that the literal meaning is exactly opposite to the reality. Now here are some ironical examples from literature. Water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink. These lines are taken from Rhyme of Ancient Mariner by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Water, water everywhere. Everywhere is water around you, but you don't have any drop to drink. दिस इज़ आयरॉनिकल. ये एक आयरॉनिकल स्टेटमेंट है कि आपके चारों तरफ पानी ही पानी है, लेकिन आप उसमें से एक ड्रॉप भी नहीं पी सकते. सो दिस इज़ आयरनी. अनदर एग्जाम्पल इज़ Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. These lines are taken from Julius Caesar by William Shakespeare. So these lines are taken from the Julius Caesars, and in Antony's speech he says that Brutus he was ambitious and Brutus is an honorable man. Brutus कहता है कि सीज़र ambitious था, तो हो सकता है वो ambitious हो क्योंकि Brutus एक honorable man है. ये लाइन एक sarcastic वे में बोली गई है क्योंकि Brutus ही था जिसने सीज़र का मर्डर किया, जिसने सीज़र के मर्डर का पूरी प्लानिंग करी. ही वॉज द मास्टरमाइंड. और ये चीज़ उसको सरकास्टिक वे में बोली जा रही है, एक आयरॉनिकल वे में बोली जा रही है कि वो एक ऑनरेबल मैन है और वो जो बोल रहा है वो सच ही होगा क्योंकि वो एक बहुत ईमानदार है. और अगर वो बोल रहा है कि सीज़र एम्बिशियस था तो वो एम्बिशियस होगा क्योंकि ब्रूटस तो बहुत ज़्यादा ईमानदार है. सो दिस स्टेटमेंट इज़ एन आयरॉनिकल स्टेटमेंट. अनदर एग्जाम्पल इज़ Iago is most honest. This line is from Othello by William Shakespeare. Again the same thing, the Iago is most honest. यहाँ Othello बोलता है कि Iago सबसे honest person है, बहुत ज़्यादा ईमानदार है. ऑन दी अदर हैंड जबकि रियलिटी इससे बिल्कुल डिफरेंट होती है, यागो ही होता है जो कि उसकी वाइफ का और ओथेलो का मर्डर प्लान कर रहा होता है. ही वॉज द मास्टर माइंड, ही वॉज द मोस्ट करप्ट पर्सन. तो यही ओथेलो नॉवल का विलन होता है, लेकिन ओथेलो के दिमाग में ही वॉज द मोस्ट ऑनेस्ट. सो दिस लाइन इज़ आयरॉनिकल क्योंकि रियलिटी इससे बिल्कुल डिफरेंट होती है. So irony is where the reality is totally different from the real meaning. reality बिल्कुल ही literal meaning से different होती है, जो लिखा है उससे reality बिल्कुल अलग होती है. So here we end this video. I hope you have find this video useful. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Thanks for watching this video.